Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 8 as we begin the final chapter of the book. In this final chapter we are going to be covering ANOVA, which is short for Analysis of Variance. And as usual, I expect that you have read the entire chapter at this point and and the links in the course site, that you have some idea what analysis of variance is. In short, we are going to analyze and compare 3 or more sets of data to see how the means interact. What that means is to see if the means are the same or they are different. So in this particular case, we have supermarket items, item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5, etc. And we have prices at each of these 3 supermarkets for the exact same or comparable item. And what we want to know is if the different means of these prices are in fact different. So we're going to take the means of all the prices together and then compare them to see if there's a significant difference. And this is a really fun feature, a really neat feature, because what the software is going to do, what Excel is going to do for us, is it's going to compare these 3. And then it's going to compare these 3. And then it's going to compare these 3. And it's going to compare each set and then the means as a whole. And then from that you get the analysis of the variance of the means as a whole. So let's go ahead and get in the calculations. Make this a little wider so that these look a little better. One of the before I go on, I will say for those of you on Macs, I put a link into the course site that will take you to a tutorial that another professor at another school did for their students on how to install a software pack into their Mac Excel that will allow you to do analysis of variance. I looked and looked and found no other way to do analysis of variance on a Mac other than by installing this third-party vendor software. I have done research on it and had students in my traditional classes install it all without any problems whatsoever, so I don't anticipate a problem. The way that Mac does the add-ins is that you don't really install it into Excel. It installs somewhere else on the computer and it just uses the Excel. And it kind of jumps in and out of Excel, but it's not truly changing your Excel. So it's pretty safe as far as that goes. I've never seen any problems with it. In fact, it's endorsed by Apple, and the way to get to the link, one of the ways to get to the link, is to actually go through the Mac help menus, as you will see through the video. So if you have a Mac and haven't watched that video, you need to go do that first, and then probably skip a majority of this video as I show people on PCs how to do the calculations, and then come back for the analysis of our calculations. Included in those links, there should be 2 links. You should have a link to the video on YouTube that'll show you how to do everything. And in case for some reason the link to the software is not clear in the video, I think it's pretty clear, but if there's any trouble there, or if your Mac help menus don't lead you to that link, I'm also going to include the link to the software directly. And then the video will show you how to install the software and actually how to use it for analysis of variance. So that is really neat how that all works together, and I think that'll be a nice solution for everyone in the class who is on a Mac. So for PC users, we are going to do analysis of variance, which means we're going to do something very similar to what we've done before. We're going to go to, let me click out, I got that big blue window there. We go to data analysis, ANOVA, single factor, ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, hit OK. Input range, I'm going to input all 3 down to the bottom, and I do want labels in the first row. Make sure we have columns selected. Our alpha is at 0.05, and our output range, we don't need a new worksheet. we're going to go A36. I'm just going to type it in directly as far as where I want it to put the ANOVA chart. And then I'm going to hit OK. And there should be a nice ANOVA chart down here. And there it is. Just like the one in the book. I'm going to change all of these to a different number of significant digits. So let's go ahead and bump these over so that everything looks the same and looks nice and clean. Okay. Now there are two numbers that we pay attention to here for our analysis of variance, because the question is, as the book states, the null hypothesis is that all three sets of data are the same, that the means are the same, and that there's no difference in the prices. That would be your null hypothesis as explained in the book. And these are the means here of those three lists. So the mean for Dierberg's $2.44, $2.44, Schnucks is $1.91, and Shop and Save is $1.69. Well, it looks like there's a difference there in the averages. We're going to use the software is going to use the variances to give us two numbers, the F and the F critical. And what we're going to do here is figure out if in fact those means are different. And the way we know that is if, I'm going to highlight these, if my F critical is bigger or smaller than just my F statistic here. So this is my F statistic and this is my F critical. So if F, which I'm going to put at 3.4 from right up there, is less than F crit for F critical of 3.11, then we accept the null hypothesis. And if, I'm just going to hit enter there, and then I can just type greater here, and we accept the research hypothesis. Okay, so which is it in this case? Well, F critical is smaller than F. So that means that the F is greater than the F critical, so we accept the research hypothesis and reject the null hypothesis. And at that point we can say that in fact the prices are different. Okay, since the F statistic is larger than the F critical, the prices are different, and then we can type in our real world common language or somewhat common language answer to the problem, which is there is a significant difference between, that's one too many E's, isn't it? Population means of the three supermarket prices. Alright, and that's from the book. I got that straight from the book. So that is how you do the analysis of variance to figure out if in fact there is a difference. But what we don't know is where the difference comes from. Like in this particular case, we found, yes, there is a significant difference, but specifically, which stores does the difference come from? So what we're going to do is do that in the next video. We're going to take that next step. Okay, so that will be it for this video, and we'll pick up with the next video, part 2 for chapter 8.